Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we are back in fantastic BSTV GT4 TCR Challenge. We have round 2 from the Nurburgring, which is the VLN layout, and is also known as the Green Hell. In the booth with me tonight, as usual, I have Yaz Not Yaz Samai. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Also, because he's a girl and won't drive the track, we have Mr. Wobbly Kneecaps. Good evening.
Hello.
Special guest for you tonight, and self-professed Nurburgring expert. Please welcome Mr. Marco Lewert. Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
And on the bells and whistles, pressing all the buttons and having plenty of problems whilst doing it, we have everybody's not-so-favourite Belgian, Mr. Sam Boozin. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
So, guys, I'm going to start off with Marco tonight because I always get lost around this track. Wobbly can't drive it at all. Yaz can't drive at all. So, Marco, what is so special about this track? Why do people like it and love racing it when I absolutely hate it?
I think it's more like a road instead of a racetrack, and that's its special character. And what is interesting is that people which are normally not so fast can drive fast here, or can change everything a little bit. So iRacing is not so, for example, not so important on this track like on all other tracks, I would say.
Okay, so just for the viewers at home, because of the length of the track and the fact that what's the quickest GT4 time at the moment, it's getting on for 8.5 minutes. Instead of the usual practice session, the guys are actually in a 1-hour qualifying session. They've got just under 10 minutes to go, and that will be preceded by the race. Yaz, have you ever completed a lap round here?
I think Yaz might be out. He's just something in the consultants.
I think Yaz is eating cake, isn't he? So, Wobbly, similar question to you. Have you ever completed a lap round here without getting any incident points?
That's a fair question. Without any incident points, no.
Okay. And the reason you're not racing tonight?
I really love the track. It's the best track ever, but I just couldn't find the time to memorize it this week. And then I thought, well, I might be a liability on track, which I usually am as well.
That
but
doesn't
even
matter
more.
whether you've had practice or not, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm stating.
Right, well, while we're in the last 10 minutes of this quali session and before we start to look at what people are doing, last week, round 1 of season 6, Tyler Newitt took away a win with Simon Trendle in second, Rob Venn in third. That's your GT4 class. In the TCR class, Stephen Walker, surprise, surprise, Mr. Lucky, managed to bag himself another win in TCR with Gary Craig in second and Ryan Walker in third. All that really has done after one race is give us a quick look at how the team standings may or may not end up at the end of the season. But currently BSTV Esports Orange are top of the pile with Team Chimera in second and Spectre 6 White in third. So Marco, if Sam can find somebody decent enough to do a lap, how confident are you in talking us round a lap?
I could try.
Okay, well, you've got Simon Trendle on screen. Let's see how you get on.
I have just have to look on the Discord. where we are. I have no idea. The camera is strange. I cannot see anything.
This is chicane.
This is a chicane. Okay, then I assume it's the last chicane on the Grand Prix track. Now we're coming on the Nordschleife. This is T13. Left corner into Hatzenbach. The whole section here is Hatzenbach. This is the fast right-hander in Hatzenbach. I think should be nearly flat. Then it's a more narrow section. Very often you land in the barrier on the left side. Here you should not take the curb because the car gets very nervous, and then we're coming to Hocheichen. And from Hocheichen it's going to Flugplatz. Here's still the old version of the Flugplatz. Now there's no jump anymore. It was changed some years ago after the crash. And then we're going towards Schwedenkreuz. Schwedenkreuz is a really fast left hand after the crest. And then we are braking to the Achenberg Corner. It's very tricky to find the entry to Fuchsröhre or Foxhole, you normally would call it. In reality, you have a big compression there, so your foot is pressed on the gas pedal if you are in the compression. And then we are coming to the Adenauer Forst, some of the slower points of the track. And the exit is very important. And now it's going towards Metzgesfeld. Metzgesfeld is very tricky here. You very often get a little bit understeer, and then you cannot stop anymore, and then you crash here. Now we are at Kallenhardt. It's a downhill braking zone, and from here we are going to Spiegelkurve. Usually now it's called Piff Puff, but it has no real name. And this is the triple right. It was called Miss Hit Miss before, and now we are at Wehrseifen. I think it's the slowest part of the track. Now it's going to Brücke Breitscheid or Bridge Breitscheid. It's in Adenau, in the city of Adenau. And this is called Exmühle here. You always have not enough power. You think car could accelerate more. And this is the Niki Lauda left kink where he had his accident, and somewhere behind the barrier still you can look for his ear. And this is I forgot the name. Fuck. I would say the most important corner, because you have the long uphill section here. But God, what was the name? Okay, never mind. And here you can probably overtake and get some slipstream. And then now you have the Mutkurve, and this corner has no name. And then here you have Stahlstrecke. If you could drive straight in the simulation, there would be a very high uphill, which is a kind of shortcut of the track. Now we have the famous carousel, and after the carousel you are coming to the highest point of the track. And here also the Stahlstrecke is coming back from the left side. And now it's going to Wippermann. Wippermann is also very tricky, and you can drive both curbs. Also the left curb here and then the right curb, and if you don't hit the right curb good, you land on the grass or on the barrier on the left side. Now it's going to the Brünchen. When the real races are, there are a lot of spectators, and there are a lot of YouTube movies from accidents in the Brünchen. And this is exit of Brünchen and going to Ice Corner or Ice Kurve. And after Ice Kurve, you're coming to the Pflanzgarten 1 jump. Here, you have to brake after the jump when the car is settled down, and then you're coming to Pflanzgarten 2. And this is a new name, this section. It's the Stefan Belloff S. And now it's going to Schwalbenschwanz and to the small carousel. And now it's going towards Galgenkopf. And Galgenkopf is also very important because it's the entry on the long straight on the Dottinger Höhe. And now you have a long full throttle part and can make. Perhaps we see in the race some slipstream games. And at the end, it's always very tricky when you have 2 or 3 red cars and then going in the downhill of Tiergarten. That's also in reality absolutely crazy if you see this at this speed, cars driving besides in the compression here, and then you have to brake for the chicane, and then it's going back on the Grand Prix track, and then it's getting boring.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that, Marco. Thoroughly enjoyable, and also a big thanks to Simon Trendle for not binning him and making Marco commentate for the whole lap. Now, let's have a look at this qualifying session. Before we came on air, Marco actually said, interesting that Stefan Goebel isn't the quickest. He is now.
Very good, yeah. I was a little bit disappointed that he was only second. He practiced a lot.
Good. And for those watching the broadcast at home, we found out a very, very, very interesting fact in the week on Discord, and that is Stefan hasn't got a sense of humour. So we've got Marco in to prove that Germans do have a sense of humour. Yaz, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm here.
You have finished your cake.
One of them, yes.
Have you wiped your mouth?
Yes.
Okay, so what are your experiences of the Nordschleife?
Left, right, left, then another left, and then a right, and then wait. No, I think the next one is right. No, I'm lost. That's
so,
basically, basically my experience.
If you don't know where to drive, always drive right. This works.
My problem here is I do a couple of laps and I get in. I can't learn the track; it's too long. So I get a couple of laps in, and I in my head I go, yeah, I've sussed this now. I know where I'm going, and I'll be flat out somewhere at 10 miles an hour like I normally am. And I think there's a left coming up, and I get there and it's a right, and I know that.
I told you, it's always a right. Huh?
It's an absolute nightmare. I do see the fascination in it because it is difficult, but honestly, it's not for me. I've done a number of races round here, and I can honestly say I have probably never done an enjoyable lap. But that's just me, and like I said, I see why people do like it. We've only got 2 cars on track at the moment. Tyler Newitt in his Porsche GT4 finishing his lap, currently sitting 4th on the leaderboard. And Chris Shaw is also out in his TCR, currently sitting 3rd on the leaderboard. Both of them are probably coming towards 2/3 distance on their laps. And again, because it is such a long lap, they do get plenty of time to finish their final laps.
Yeah, it does look like Tyler's in about the 17th sector there, looking at the timing screen. Not sure how many sectors are around here. But there are many.
123.
I think we
now,
I think we need to keep that. We need to keep that track map up for this race, just to keep make sure we know where everybody is. But last time round, time round that we were here, we saw Stefan Goebel really running away at the front. I think Marco, you were chasing him down, and really in a different league to everybody else, until he just ran out of fuel towards the end, which cost him the win. So I'm hoping that he's learned from that the last time, and he'll put in a good performance.
No, I disagree. Sorry. Stefan was trying to compensate the additional fuel stop he made. So we both made one fuel stop more than Tyler, and Stefan was nearly able to compensate this fuel stop by driving faster.
Almost there.
But then he crashed,
Yeah, too much pressure. Some quick hellos on the chat. So good evening or good afternoon as it is over there to Tony Kloosterman. Evening to Alan Toon. Ramibu TV. Tonight, Matthew, I'll mostly be bouncing around in the Porsche Pogo Stick. So whoever that is, it is one of our Porsche drivers. Be interesting to find out who that is. Andrew Hoffman tuning in from the land down under as well. Robo Knee himself, Marco Namela, is on the chat. And Sebastian Prang. I think we may have taken the mickey out of Sebastian in the past and said, if he does race, that's a very unfortunate name for a race car driver. Anyway, so Chris has quit his lap. Tyler is still going. So he's either using it as extra practice or he thinks he is up. He has had a purple sector, a number of green sectors, and 3 yellow sectors, as you can see on your screen. So hopefully Tyler is up overall on his time and trying to get into the top 3 in GT4.
He's just trying to get attention, Clyde.
I think so, yes. It may be the only time we see him apart from when he spins.
Probably.
And talking about spinning, we have the one and only Peter of Bingham in this race. I'm sure at some point for the physics buffs watching the stream, we will see Pete Bingham practicing the conservation of angular momentum. If you don't know what that is, then please Google it. Did Tyler complete his lap? He did, didn't he? Very, very just. Right, so that is qualifying over. Very soon we will be switching to our 60-minute race. I do have some inside information somewhere, if I can find it, which I can't at the moment. Bear with me. Now I've lost it. Never mind.
7 to 8 laps.
Is that must be a full race?
Yeah. Yep. We're looking at about 7 to 8 laps on a full for the full hour. It will go a little bit more than a full hour because of the long lap. And yeah, you're looking at a pit stop somewhere halfway in between. I think they might be a little bit they should just about get in 4 laps on a tank about halfway through. And yeah, hopefully we won't see anyone running out of fuel. We know that there's only one stop in this season. There's enough fuel to take him through an hour with one stop. But the guys will need to play it clever as to when they're going to take that stop in the middle of this race. So yeah.
Right, Wobbly. Let's put your wallet on the line. Give me your 2 winners from tonight.
Obviously, Stefan. I think he's been growing a lot lately, last seasons. And I think my money's on Chris Shaw just because he stuck it to me on Donington.
That was your poll. Marco, who do you think your 2 winners are going to be tonight? Are you going to back your teammate or keep well clear of him?
No, for sure, I have to say Stefan. And I think Chris Shaw.
That's very interesting. Yaz, what about you?
I'm hoping it's going to be Stefan. I have a feeling that Spencer's going to give him a run for his money as well as Simon Trindle. But I'm hoping Stefan takes it in the GT4s. I still have to think that Stephen Hawker's in with a big shot here. He's qualified in first year. He's basically won everything he's entered before. Unless there's a mistake, I don't see someone taking him off his top spot.
Okay, and for me, I would love to say Stefan, and I would love to think that he's changed his tactics from last time out. Is the pressure going to get to him? No, I'm going to say Stefan. To be fair, I can't fault either of the guys on pole position in both Stefan's a second quicker than Spencer. Stephen Walker is 2 seconds quicker than Shane Powell, who has done an absolutely fantastic qualifying there. So I'm going to play safe and say Stefan and Stephen. Sam, what about you?
As I know Pete will crash, I will choose Pete for TCR, so that's also the way.
Sam thinks Stefan and Chris Shaw because I said that, and he always agrees with me.
I never agreed with you.
About the love affair.
I didn't know this.
In fact, I had my microphone closed, so only the broadcast heard me. Sorry. So I said Pete because as he will crash, it's not a big deal if I jinx him. That's gonna be Pete for TCR. Who do I jinx for GT4? I'm gonna jinx Serious Goebel. Stefan, sorry. I think he's the fastest guy out there.
Yeah, but the problem is if Stefan wins, he has to come the boost, and perhaps he doesn't want to.
Nah, he's too serious for us.
How is Stefan's English?
I think it's not so bad.
Okay.
It's all
Or is it like yours?
We will wait and see.
Are we taking any bets on who's crashing first, or at least second? We know Pete Bingham's going to be
say,
first.
First one isn't even worth a bet, is it?
Yeah.
Jason Haddington. It's going to be the first one.
Really?
Yeah, but I have to say, everyone got a valid lap. Huh?
Jason Haddington, I don't see him on the timing screen, do I? Or am I missing something?
Yeah, he's there, mate. Yeah, he didn't set a qualifying lap by the looks of it.
Then
it's a good.
I think Martin Brennan and Stacey's swear box will fill up.
Are we waiting for?
We are literally just waiting for the session to click over for any of the guys that are racing and listening to the broadcast. The reason I didn't advance the session is because we never know whether people have disappeared for a toilet break or not. So just to be fair to everybody, we leave it as it is. But I think the session has just clicked over. And Yaz, do you want to go through the GT4 grid today?
We've got Stefan Goebel for VTS Esport leading the way, as most of us had expected. Spencer McCarthy was very close behind him for Alpine Stars Geodesic. Simon Trendle for Team Chimera in third. Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esport Orange in fourth. Rob Venn, BSTV Esport Orange in fifth. And then Jamie Wilson, the last of the GT4s, in sixth for Team Chimera.
Okay, and on your TCR grid, we have in pole position Stephen Lucky Walker. In second, going off second, is Shane Powell with an absolutely fantastic qualifying there. Chris Shaw goes off third with Ryan Walker in fourth. Russell Cowell in fifth. Arnaud Chanonnier in sixth. Gary Craig a bit down from normal in seventh. Just Bob is in eighth, which is JB Deju. In ninth, we have Peter of Bingham. In 10th, there is Martin Brennan. 11th is Carl Hardy. And 12th is Jason Haddington.
It was Carl Hardy and Jason Haddington who didn't get to set a time.
Yeah, inset pictures there from Tyler, whose bedroom looks like it's in a bit of a mess again. He hasn't had to tidy up this week for us. On board with Jamie Wilson. And I think, to be fair, we're talking about the first people to crash. I think Peter of Bingham probably knows the pit lane better than anybody else here.
He will still miss his pit stall, though.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Just to be sure,
You
We'll
then
keep
have
an
to
eye on him.
go. Then have to go around another lap after. How does it work here?
No. We are getting towards the end of the long finish straight, so it should just be the chicane, Marco, and then we go.
Yeah.
I don't think that look with the 3R headset is great on Tyler because you don't see his face.
He's certainly better
that's the
looking
best
with it
on.
on.
Yeah.
And you should do the same, Mobley.
If you pay me one.
I have an old one. Not very good resolution, but I think it's good enough for you.
As long as it covers his face, that's fine.
Yeah, I have or one out of paper. Okay, so the safety car will go away, and then we will see in the first corner.
He's gone.
Stefan is off.
That's early.
He's pulled off. He's decided to not mess about and just get away. TCRs are slowly still making their way around. And there we go. Stephen Walker's also taken off.
Yeah, he went exactly when it went green, didn't he?
Yep. And everybody's getting through there. Single file.
I think as a track, you don't tend to have many car-to-car contacts, do you? It's more drivers losing concentration, getting it wrong, and going off on their own.
Yeah, it is one of those tracks where I think you are going to see the field spread out quite significantly.
It's very important for Stefan to stay at the front, but he missed this opportunity to drive as the first car in Nordschleife, I think.
It looks like he's struggling on cold tyres at the moment. In TCR, Pete Bingham has just been lapped.
So is Jason still running? Oh, look at that. He made it 3 corners. That's amazing.
Yeah, we have Serious Stefan in second. He's now under pressure from Simon Trendle as well.
Yeah, I think he just needs to ease into this and just relax a little bit and just sort of ease his way into what he knows and just get into a rhythm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think ultimately with Serious Goebel, he knows he's got the pace on these guys. He doesn't need to make any silly mistakes on lap 1 on cold tyres. And I think the cream of this track, anyway, will rise to the top eventually. So a lot of support for the Result Clothing guys on the chat. Don't know why, because they're all rubbish.
Yeah, but they keep paying the fans, right?
Well,
like 50,
there is that.
50 euros, 50 euros a comment, or pounds, whatever.
It's the only fan club going where they pay you to join.
Oh, look how close Simon is. I mean, Jamie on Tyler.
Yeah, Rob Ben dropped to the back, hasn't he?
That's a ballsy man.
Yep, making the moves here. It's the one thing about the nose lifer is that you do see there are some areas where there's such big drafts that you can just skid quite a bit of a slingshot in certain areas, and it's also one of those tracks where you don't really want to risk it going into some of the corners, and someone always tends to just lift off as opposed to trying to go through 2x2. It's just one of those tracks where you're just a little bit extra cautious.
Yeah, also, it's one of those tracks that, you know, if you do crash, like that,
this, yeah.
You've either got to drive for the next 10 minutes with a damaged car to get back to the pits, or take a 24-hour tow back to the pits.
I feel like this is me. This is exactly what I would do.
Yeah, it looks like you just hit that curb a little bit too hard there, and you just lost the traction. And
no, he hit the left curb.
Yep.
And then could not brake.
Carl Hardy's lost already. Unfortunately, Jason Haddington is using Carl to find his way around the track. That's not going to help.
Shortcut.
It's one way of doing it.
Who's Just Bob?
Just Bob's a new guy.
Is JB Dejoux.
Okay, Bob is better, yeah.
So, you guys that tipped Chris Shaw for the win, he's lost a position to Ryan Walker.
That's Ryan Stalker, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The other Walker.
I mean, if you look at the times that Stefan, Simon, and Spencer are really close together, and there's a small gap behind there with Tyler and.
Ooh, is that's Martin Brennan. Told you he would be the second one to crash. Come on, should have put money on it.
He usually has the baby line on, so how's that possible?
What has he done here? Oh, same again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Evening to Romain Bratu on the chat.
It's
another guy that we want back in the series.
Great slow-mo again, Sam. Spot on. Oh, ice. Crashing.
Oh, hello. That's Martin again.
That's
He's
stuck in the trees.
That's an unconventional parking place.
Well, he's taking it off the track, so he's not blocking the track at this point. So
what did he do here?
Go on, glide for a caution.
Oh no, he only got a wiggle on off the curb, and then iRacing Physics took over.
Oh,
what a bounce!
Awesome.
That's great. Not for Martin, but it looks great.
I'd love to see the onboard from Carl Hardy's car there, with the car coming across the front of him.
There we go.
Now I remember
a wiggle, wasn't it?
Backwerk. That's the name, yeah. I forgot the name.
Yeah, I think Carl Hardy's got some brown pants on the after that one.
Code Brown. But yeah, that didn't look too serious, did it? It was just a little wiggle, and that was it. Gone.
So are we sure we can drive 4 laps with one fuel tank?
We're kind of sure.
I'm sure Tyler can.
Yeah. You can if you push completely. If you push through the lap completely, then you get like 3 and 8 something. So you have to fuel save a little bit to get to
That's
4.
what I expect, yeah. So you have to save a little bit.
Yeah, very small amount. Probably just take it easy on like all the corners.
Turn 1 through 75.
Probably like that, yes.
How many corners are here, Marco?
I think it's that depends on how you count. Some say 72, some say 130. So I think it depends how you count it.
So if you count it the American way, then everything is a corner.
Then it's 893.
Oh, that's a straight, that's a corner.
We should be closing in on the end of the first lap sometime around now, I would think.
Yeah, GT4s are at the end of the main straight, I'm going to call it. Just going into the chicane.
The top 3 are... You go for it?
Now go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like the top 3 are quite attached there. Tyler's just hanging on at the back of the front 3. Getting closer there. So it's going a little bit not as expected with Stefan Goebel in second, but I don't think that this this race is still far from over.
Yeah, Ryan Walker trying to put a move on Shane Powell for second in TCR.
Yeah, this is down that main straight there. It's one of those corners that, coming onto that main straight, you'll see that the advantages on the car that is following. With the slipstream and the slingshot you're going to get from behind that, the amount of overspeed that you pick up on that slipstream is tremendous because that straight is so long. So you actually have the advantage to be coming in following the car ahead of you.
Yeah, we had with the old DTM we had races where Klaus Ludwig let overtake Johnny Cicotto to be not the first on the straight. And then he won because he could use the slipstream. So could happen that I think especially with the Audis, if you are in front, you will lose.
I do want to point out that both Jason and Pete managed to survive a lap on the VLN Nordschleife. And
yeah, there's 50 minutes to go yet.
I can't for the life of me understand how Pete can make it for 3 corners anyway.
Pete, where is he? I think Pete might be in trouble now because he was following Just Bob, but now he's got nobody in front of him to show him where to go.
He's only 16 seconds behind after the first lap. Not too bad.
Yeah, there's a 10-second gap in front of him to Gary Craig.
Obviously the same counts for as he does to me. If you take Pete out, you get 5 pounds.
Top 4 in GT4 has tightened up again. Tyler Newitt has managed to claw some of that time back.
Yeah, I have the feeling that there's a little bit fuel saving here.
You think that's what Stefan's doing? Do you think he's happy sitting second and trying to make this on one stop?
Yes. So I did not talk with him, but I'm sure he will not make the same mistake twice.
I'm surprised that they're all stuck together in groups, because usually you see this field spread out quite quickly in the Nurburgring.
Yeah, I agree. Although, the drivers on show tonight, all right, take your Peter of Bingham's out, but they're all, and take Stephen Lucky Walker out as well. But apart from that, they're all very evenly matched, aren't they?
Yeah.
And as Marco was saying, in his track guide there, there are places on this track where you get in the slipstream of the cars in front, and anything you lose in the twisty bits, you can make up again.
Steve is absolutely flying. Already gapped.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan Walker has gone from challenging Shane Powell for second to losing third to Chris Shaw. So I don't know whether he had a little moment.
So, Marco, why aren't you driving this track for us tonight?
So I'm not driving the GT4 this season, and I would have practiced too much because if I'm driving there, I want to be as close as possible to Stefan, and I had no time to practice so much.
That's a bad excuse. I mean, I have no time to practice and I'm not racing it.
Yeah. I don't know the English word now. You're my big forbild.
Your hero, yeah, that's what I get.
Exactly, yeah.
So, serious Stefan is kind of losing the tour of
Yeah,
Spencer.
I see it.
Paddington.
There it is. Called it.
And I know exactly why he crashed.
Yeah.
If you see, there's a bit of writing on the road there, and I think there's something there that says, for free sex, please phone this number, and he was trying to write the number down whilst driving.
So, Jess, do you have any experience on this track? Jess?
He's eating cake again, I reckon.
Yeah, I think he's eating cake.
So, Marco, have you driven this in real life?
Yeah, around 1,000 laps.
Okay.
Seriously? 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's too many, eh?
Oh, Jess is back.
It's sometimes a problem if you drive in the simulation, because it's not 100% the same. And sometimes you have fear, but you don't have to because it's only simulation. Yeah. Also, Stefan drove a lot of laps in real, so we are working for Continental.
Yeah, I think
Bob putting pressure on Pete Bigham.
I think there are people who really enjoy this track. There's and those like Stefan and yourself, Marco. The people who are good at it really do have to put in that amount of time and that amount of laps into it to really get to know it around here. And there's some guys who just enjoy this amount of torture. I guess it's
I think it's a little bit like supercars. If you there are a lot of drivers out there who drive only the supercar, nothing else. And here's the same. There are a lot of drivers out there who drive only Nordschleife, no other track. They practice for every VLN race, digital VLN, and what else? There are a lot of leagues, and they drive nothing else. And it's never get boring. You have updates. You make setup, and yeah, that's, and like in supercars, you have drivers who are good in supercars, but not in the GT3. And here's the same. And these drivers who are really, really good there, and they are still 5 to 10 seconds faster than Stefan and me. They drive only this track, but if you put them on another track, they are not at the top.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, go for it.
No, I was just wanting to point out that Stefan just drove the fastest lap and it's getting real close to Spencer.
Yeah, Chris Shaw moving up to second place in TCR past Shane Powell. Ryan Walker fancies a piece of that pie as well. It's going to be 3 wide. Ryan sensibly backs out of that. Shane not giving up his second place easily. Oh, guys!
Oh,
There's a wheel on the track.
That was a bit of extra squeezing there that wasn't necessary.
If you do this in real, you're dead.
yeah. Sounds like you have experience.
Well, he's still alive.
I'm alive. Yeah.
unless this is a pre-recording of Marco.
What's happened here? I think it was just.
No, I should. Yeah.
So
okay,
I think Chris Shaw will not win.
You never know with Chris. He has some last-second talents.
Yeah, I think that was just. I thought that they were squeezing each other, but it just looked like one of them bounced off the corner and just kind of lost the control and went into the other one. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it looks like he
then
tipped the curb. Yeah.
Glued together, aren't they? Wing mirrors flying, wheels flying, bumpers flying.
Yeah, but I like I said last Saturday, the damage model is really good now. If you see this, only one tire is showing another direction, or gets better and better.
Does anybody know what happened to Tyler because he has a gap of 70 seconds?
I was looking at that earlier, and I didn't know whether it was my timing was playing up or not.
It might be. Let me check.
Because according to the lap guide, he is still behind them.
Oh no, he's still behind. Never mind. It was just SDK being SDK.
Yeah. And Martin Brennan is now eating his dinner because he forgot to have his fast repair ticked and has got 17 minutes of repairs.
So Jazz, you were AFK like for 2 seconds, right? I asked you, do you have any experience on this track, or is it just a hell for you like it is for me?
No, I don't even own this track on iRacing. I refuse to spend my money on it. That being said, it is probably your most bang for your buck. I mean, you're not going to get more corners for that amount of money. I guess at some point it's one of those tracks that you want to get to know, and you know, if you can get a lap around here in a semi-decent time, you're probably going to feel a little bit like you've achieved something. And I think that's probably, like Marco alluded to a little bit earlier, is that, you know, you get guys who just drive around here and nowhere else. And at some point, you know, there's some guys who it's not really about racing the top ones. Like you said, they still, Stefan and himself know it very well, and they still 5, 6, 7 seconds off of the fast guys. And yeah, I think it's for some people it's just about getting around and the challenge of the track and all the corners, and whether they do it as quick as the quick guys or
there's no perfect
a little bit slower. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's one of those that at some point in In time, I'd probably just want to get a clean lap around you without the 1x. That would be phenomenal.
Well, I haven't got enough life left to learn it, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're retired.
probably-
You have the
yeah.
time.
I wish I was retired. I'm retarded. I just got to give a quick shout out to an old buddy of mine, Aaron Gearing, who's got in touch with us on and is watching on Twitch. I'm okay, mate. Hope you are too. What have we got here? Gary Craig putting pressure on Arnaud Chenonnier.
I actually drove one of the races with the RGWC guys last Monday, and let's say Arnold and me were tangled up in some kind of love triangle. So, Gary.
Well, you certainly put it about wobbly.
Yeah, might have been my fault.
We all know about your bromance with Tyler.
Obviously. It's not because I don't see his face very often.
Yeah,
Which
that
works.
would put you off.
Because you're behind him, or why?
No, because he has the PR headset.
And who says the Germans don't have a sense of humor?
Yeah, only Stefan doesn't have a sense of humor. He's that specific German.
Yeah, we're going to teach him. We're gonna turn him into a German comedian.
This will be hard, yeah.
It's all lost in translation. Where is Stefan on track at this point in time? We're following, who's this?
This
Pete
is
Bingham?
no, that was Gary Craig
Oh,
and
Gary
Arnaud
Craig.
Chenonnier.
We had
This is
Bridget
back to Sirius Goebel.
I'm pretty sure that Tyler is completely happy being the last car of that train. He's
Yeah,
probably just fuel saving his ass off again.
and I think Simon Trendle as well.
Yeah, Simon says. Well, he proved this last season, right? That he is really good at fuel saving, just as good as Tyler is, and even better at it than I am. Which is better than Tyler, so he's better than both of us.
I just looked, I was driving a VLAN 4-hour race this season in the GT4. So 4 hours. Got fourth in the top split with 6 incidents in 4 hours.
Was that round this track?
Exactly this layout, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been 1 lap for me.
And I wanted to make the 6-hour race with Stefan, but unfortunately I had no time. So I think we would have a good chance to be on the podium.
Stefan told me he was far too busy to do it. He's ordered some joke books from Amazon.
Which you wrote, right?
He's trying to find out if there is a German word for fluffy.
Yeah, but I have to say the last race was more interesting than this one. But let's see when the first pit stops are coming.
Yeah, I think this track, like you say, for exciting racing, maybe not, but for tactical racing, it's one of those. Like the first two there in the pits after 25 minutes. And the two mighty fuel savers stay out.
Yeah, mistake, I would say.
Is it a mistake to stay out or a mistake to go in?
To go in.
Yeah.
I would follow Tyler.
Yeah, I think it's all a case of whether they have enough fuel to do another lap. Either way, they'd need to either fuel save in the next stint to make it around, or Tyler and Simon had fuel saved in the first section now, where they were driving to be able to make it around for the 4 laps up front.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say. The drivers that are going for 4 laps on this stint for me are pole position. Because they've done their fuel saving, and in theory, with 3 laps to go when they come out, they will be able to go full pelt for the rest of the race.
Yeah. So
That's right.
we expect 7 laps, I think.
So I heard that the Tyler has been practicing a lot on this track in real life as well, because there's been a cabin near the track where he does his sex cult thing.
Possibly, yeah.
I know this, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's where the phone number comes from. I think it's his phone number that's on that. On the
What
track.
the free sex clone Tyler?
Yeah.
Right.
It's starting with a 01.
Yeah, I think that's his phone number's on the track there. That section that you mentioned where Jason Addington went off.
That's
I
the
think he got
American
it.
phone number, you mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, that's probably clone like 42. So Pete, if you want Tyler's number and be in the sex cult, go there.
Yeah, turn 42.
69.
So, yeah. Gary Craig finally gets the move done on Arnaud Chenonnier. Chris Shaw and Jason Haddington are both going again. Martin Brennan's still eating his dinner. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Carl Hardy. What's wrong with his right front? Or is that just on my screen?
No, that's the weight.
Looks like the wheel's folding in on itself, look. It's
Yeah,
pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I think that's the pies that's done that. The
I think
extra
Jess
weight.
is spot on. Yeah, I think Jess is right.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to come in and try and sort that out there now. What do you, Marco? Would these guys need to take tires in their stop? Would it make any difference around here in an hour?
I have to say, I don't know how long it takes for the TCR. How much additional time? So in a GT3, like we drove the GT3, I would not change.
Okay.
But perhaps only one axle in front.
Okay.
So the thing that
sorry.
Hardy did was he did the same thing as Jason Haddington. So he hit that curb on the inside going downhill to the left-hander. I don't know which corner it is, but anyway, he clipped the corner, the curbstone, and then hit the barrier.
Aha.
I think that probably the corner where Tyler's number was, so he thought let's take a ride there.
There was probably the pre-order number for a pie stand on there.
You could probably order a pie when you get to about turn 3, and you should be able to get it at your pit stop. Should be ready. By the time you come around again.
And it seems like Simon is pulling away slowly and fairly from Tyler now. It's like he's putting on the pace and fuel safe enough, like I'm going for it.
Tyler also made some mistakes. How large is the fuel tank of the TCR?
No idea.
Usually it's like when we do for example a 30 lap race, and the TCRs pit in like the 7-10 mark somewhere. So my best guess is that's probably gonna be 5 or 6 laps, and they need 1 or 2 laps maybe for fuel.
So they can drive longer.
Yeah, the TCR should be fine.
I'm just hoping Pete will make it to the end. I was about to say something else.
Well, Pete's up to 7th in the field of 12.
That can't be right.
So something's happening there.
That's a bug.
It's a bugger.
You can give manual penalties, right, Clyde?
Oh, yes.
Okay, then I'm all good. But the Nurburgring is one of the most fantastic tracks to race, right? And it's such an experience to drive through it. I mean, every corner looks the same, but it's still different, and has this different kind of camber.
Yeah, this is a good battle with these two.
Yeah, yeah.
I half expected Gary Craig to drive away from Arnoux, but it's certainly not looking that way.
Yeah, camber is it's very interesting. There are some corners like not this one, but
Martin Brennan is having one of those nights.
After Schwedenkreuz, so they have a lot of camber. So the outside is over 1 meter higher than the inside. It doesn't look like this, but if you walk on the track, you see this.
Gary's wide there. Gary is wide.
Hold it. He got it, yeah.
Held.
Build.
Wow.
As cheeks spun together. Go on.
Was a code brown.
What a ballsy move, especially on that part where you take that very fast left-hander.
Yeah. This is
nice save.
yeah.
Nice save.
Wobble.
I would never do that.
Well, you wouldn't drive on this track, so yep, you wouldn't do that.
I repeat that, but I just DM'd you. I would shit on it and step it down the toilet.
You wouldn't actually have got this far around the lap, so you would never go off there.
Obviously.
I wouldn't even know how far how up the lap they are to at this stage. So
there's a mark of 136 on the right, so it probably means that the 136 corner.
No, it's the corner worker number. You know what I mean?
Marshall post.
Marshall post, yeah.
Okay, so GT4 leaders are in. And
Where did
how
Tyler
did Tyler
lead?
get past?
Oh, straight.
on the straight, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good move though.
Yeah, I think that I think we almost think we're going to see what Marco said earlier is going to happen on the last lap, because that's the lap you really don't want to be leading coming into the section.
Or you need a big gap.
Yeah, and Tyler's just shown there that he's got the jump now into the second half of this race. But
Some
now
massively heroic defending.
But where is Stefan?
what has happened to Stefan?
Tyler took tires.
Spencer McCarthy's gotten past Stefan.
Yeah, no, but he
was already
missed
past
the
him,
gap, yeah.
but he's got a bigger gap, and
Simon
Simon
Tyler.
Trendle has got a big jump there on Tyler.
Yeah, perhaps Tyler changed tires. I don't
Tyler,
know.
Yeah, he did. He changed tires, and Simon didn't.
Okay, it's going to be fascinating how that shakes out then. I have Simon Trendle in pole position for the GT4 win, if I'm honest. Oh, JB, where you going?
Oh, come on, hit B then, Jesus.
Oh, and then he's gone off the other side.
His real name is Jamie, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, it is. So it was really confusing when I was talking about Jamie in the last race, and he was in our Discord, which was total fun. But I kept complaining that I couldn't pass Jamie, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" So Stefan and Russell just pitted. I mean Steven, sorry.
Yeah, they are both in the pits, aren't they? Who did we just lose? Oh,
Yes.
Whoever it was, they're back again.
I think this corner, as I said Clyde before. I drove it like for half an hour the track or something like that. And this particular corner, the right-hander, was one of the worst. I couldn't find a line there. So how would you approach that corner, Marco?
Sorry, I did not listen.
Yeah, you should not listen to me.
That's because Wobbly was talking. We all switch off then.
I don't know. It's like the third corner, the hairpin to the right, before you go up to the straight to the chicane. Oh no, the left, right.
In this layout here,
Yeah, this particular corner.
brake at the 100 mark and turn in.
How hard would you brake them? Because I was just overshooting every time.
You brake not in a straight line. You brake from left side, but towards the right side. Do you know what I mean? Not parallel.
Yeah, trail braking. Yeah.
No,
couldn't get
not
it
trail braking. But you point, not so you point to the apex at braking, but hold it straight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just couldn't for the life of me figure it out.
So the first corner is now called Sabine Schmidt's corner.
Oh, they
Since
changed that after she died, right?
Since last week, yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, we are 38 minutes in. Interesting to see some of the TCRs, most of the TCRs going for 5 laps. Where are we going to go in this GT4 battle? Do we still think that Simon and Trendle, I was going to say then, Simon and Tyler are going to be battling for the win?
I wonder if Stefan dropped that far behind on that first lap after the pit stop because he was possibly thinking he needed to save a bit of fuel.
Perhaps we did not see it. Perhaps there was a mistake. We don't know. But he's losing time.
Yeah,
All the way,
pitting
yeah.
time, there's nothing in it, so...
Perhaps it's what I told you. He does not want to come in the booth and therefore he cannot win.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler would just suddenly pick up the pace the next lap, because it seems like he's been the only one with Rob changing tires. So there must be some kind of drop-off point.
Oh, well saved.
Oh.
I don't think Tyler can afford to drop too far behind Simon, can he, if we think those two are battling for the win? Although I'm sure Spencer is going to try and have something to say about it.
Yeah, I think Spencer also needs to keep that gap, try and keep that gap up front to Simon Trendle, because he doesn't want Simon to pick up any of the draft behind him. He wants to stay out of that draft train. He doesn't want to give the guys behind him any kind of advantage.
Is this a track, Marco, where you can save some fuel and not lose much time?
If you ask me, no. But if you ask Tyler, yes.
Fair enough.
I remember last time we drove there, Tyler was doing the same lap times with and without fuel saving.
Okay. So let's have a look at lap time, shall we? Simon Trendle has the fastest lap in GT4 with an 8-minute 28.7.
Yeah, perhaps we wait a little bit until the end of this lap. Then we will see clean lap times. because Spencer now has a 9:12 as last lap time, but it's because of his no, I'm wrong. Tyler was in start of this lap pitting, huh? Sorry. Who's this? Arno.
Yeah, this is Arno on Stephen Walker. Hello.
Arno. Has Arno stopped yet? No. Well, that's the difference.
That'll be why Stephen Walker has. I think
Yep.
we should call him Oh No. Oh no!
But yeah, just looking at that Stephen Walker's lap time, definitely a lot quicker than the other guys. So I know Ryan Walker also needs to still come in again. Oh, not again. He still needs to come in to make his stop. He's currently running up front. And yeah, it looks like Simon Trindle has picked up all the way back to the back of Spencer McCarthy. And there we go.
And going past him. I think Spencer knows he needs to save fuel.
Yeah, and this is now they're going to be the best place for him to be. He just needs to keep up with Simon.
I don't think he can follow him. Simon and Simon and Tyler do not have to save fuel now. Like you said, yeah. This is the advantage now. Spencer did 8:33, Stefan 8:31.
Yeah, I think Spencer eased off to let Simon pass. It looked too easy and too quick for me. I think he's been studying his fuel figures and has gone, I ain't going to make it. I need to get behind Simon and save something. More evenings on the chat to Twice Tice, and I do know who that is, but I can't for the life of me remember. Also Andrew McKinley, who is the Scott Malcolm fan club. Interesting Scott isn't here tonight. And also to Swaggy Shaggy. Okay, Ryan Walker pitting from the lead of TCR. That Spencer McCarthy's Porsche looks awful, doesn't it, going over the bumps?
Yeah, through this part of the track, it just seems like he's just following Simon now. I mean, I've read this Spencer enough to know that he's just planning something out on the last straight or something.
Yeah,
It's
he's
prob-
just
yeah.
got to save enough fuel, hasn't he, to be able to go for it on that last straight.
Yeah, exactly. I still have my money on Stefan, but he needs to catch up real quick within the next lap.
I don't think he has the pace today.
And McBee 952 on the chat. Hi, ladies. Go, Stefan.
If ladies is referring to you,
This
Steph.
is Marcus.
Is that Mr. Bletz, is it?
Yes.
Ah. Ban him from the chat. So this is Shane Powell on Just Bob.
Just Bob is having a fine race. I encourage everyone to pick up the car and preferably the GT4 and join the league. I mean, he's just blended right in after 2 races.
So what do we think has happened to Shane Powell, guys? Because he was right up there, and his pit stop was 1 minute 31. Was he taking 4 tyres?
That's
He was going to
interesting.
the toilet, perhaps.
It's a very quick toilet break stop, though. But yeah, that's quite interesting to see what's happened there. Ryan Hawkins managed to take some advantage of everything else that's been happening, and he's up into podium position this week again. The other Walker.
Speeded in pit lane
brothers?
penalty, maybe?
The Walker brothers.
The Walker brothers, yeah.
Could have been a penalty.
One of them is ugly, and the other one is really ugly.
And who's the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Stefan Goebel is falling back on this battle here at the front. Looks like he's dropping back a little bit, but not too far.
Tony Clouston on the chat is saying a speeding penalty is usually 46 seconds. I think that almost fits.
Yeah, this can happen easily when you come from the Nordschleife and drive in the pits. It's nearly straight. So, Wobbly, you think Spencer is planning something?
I think that Spencer's planning something. As Clyde rightfully mentioned, he led by Simon fairly easy without a fight. And I think he just might have underfueled a little bit, or either he's thinking I'll save a little bit so I can just go over it the last 1.5 laps. And as you said, it's better to be behind on the last lap than be in front. So he might just be taking it safe and just following Simon around.
But the burning question to me is did he let Simon pass soon enough to be able to save enough fuel to have that go on the last lap?
That's always the big question.
Would he have been better off letting him pass straight away? I suppose we're going to find out in a lap and a third's time.
Yeah, as the time is now, I see them. The next lap is going to be the last lap.
Yes. Without a doubt. We currently have 10 minutes to go.
Can we get a view of Spencer's cockpit, Sam? See how well, not at the straight maybe, but to see how, especially the tidy bits, how closely and how hard they're throwing the cars in to keep up the pace they're driving now. A little gravel. And especially the second carousel, you wash out real quick.
Yeah.
First one is okay, but the second one you wash out real fast, and if you go over that little hump on the right, you just completely lose the backhand and you have to stamp on the brake. So I'm pretty curious how he's going to do now. Is he going to overtake him, or is he going to stay behind, or is he going to save fuel?
He's not going to overtake, most definitely not.
I would stay behind him.
Yeah, but we are smart, and he's English, right? Sorry, Clyde.
Where's that mute button?
So, are we sure he is smart?
He's saving.
Yeah, he's saving. And Simon knows this as well. I mean, now it's just going to be a physiological fight between them. When am I going to push? Am I going to lift a little bit somewhere? Am I going to let him pass? So now the tactical part begins. Because they're both on the same pace, they're both equally fast. So now the mind games will probably start the whole lap. Or at least the second part of the lap.
Is this just about white flag, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
It was
And
very
I
tight
think
there.
Stefan and Tyler are too far behind to do anything.
They all drove nearly the same lap time.
It is. They've been driving a really fast lap time as well, because the times of Simon, Spencer, Stefan, Tyler are both all in the 29s, and Tyler's lap time is even faster than his own qualifying lap time now. So the pace is really high.
Yeah. Yeah, we will see. So the pace is very high, and for Spencer, there's not much room for fuel saving. Only what we have seen on the straight.
So there's also still a very close battle between, is it it's either Arnold or Peter, or Arnold or Shane. I'm reading SDK wrong, but
So, question here, guys. Simon Trendle sitting there knowing that Spencer is possibly going to make a move on him on the straight. Do you back him into Stefan?
I would probably overshoot my braking point on that Spencer pass. Overshoot my braking point, you know?
And put Spencer in front?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did not understand what this has to do with Stefan.
Would you slow up as Simon to allow Stefan to get on the back of Spencer?
No.
To put pressure on Spencer to hopefully win the race?
I don't think that's...
do you want Stefan as far behind you as possible?
I would drive as fast as possible and hope that Spencer makes a mistake and the gap is big enough for the Döttinger Höhe.
Yeah, I think that the idea of allowing Stefan to get back into the battle. If you come down to that last straight, you've got two cars that can attack you from behind.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
You'll get a double tow. Stefan will probably come out. They'll be coming out at the end of that back straight 3 wide. Pete Pingham's still going.
Yeah, that is great. I'm kind of amazed how close Spencer and Simon and even Stefan, he seems to be catching up a bit. You see that? He's 1.5 seconds behind. He might just get itself involved. It almost seems that it's quite suggested that Simon is indeed backing Spencer up. He's pushing hard now. He knows it's now or never. You can see that.
So Ono has got past Pete.
Yeah, Stefan's gonna have to push hard here to catch up to the back here. He's not doing too badly. He's getting there.
Yeah, he's got it.
Well, we know Stefan had to save some fuel, so is that why he was behind those two? Was he saving a bit? Now he's got enough fuel to make it to the end. He's showing his real pace.
Could be the case.
Now we all know that Team VTS is not so good in fuel saving. Perhaps he overdid it a little bit, and yeah, perhaps he was saving too much fuel a little bit, and now he has he's safe and he knows that he can give everything. Yeah,
It's still a long way to go. They're like halfway now, so it's still or whatever first. So if he catch up within a second for the long backhand straight, then he might just get the perfect toe out of those two in front of him.
Well, it's only 1.3, 1.2 seconds.
I don't want to say I'm rooting for him, but I think the guy's been running in the BSTV leagues for so long, he deserves to win. Am I right, Jess?
Yeah, it looks like Spencer's actually dropping back off Simon. Not sure if he's realizing that he needs to go a little bit slower to save some fuel, and if he's pushed it a little too far.
I would say Simon is safe.
Simon's safe, but Spencer's the one that's dropping off the back of Simon, eh?
Could be that he has to save a little bit. Oh,
Peter
Pete
Bingham and oh no again.
ooh.
Oh, crash! Come on! Yes!
Wait for it.
Oh, he almost got out! No!
Oh no!
Oh,
No!
tree.
I'm not biased. I'm sorry, Pete. This is awful. Yes.
Is conservation of angular momentum right on your screens there, folks.
Oh.
Oh, now we see it on board. Popping out. Car's telling him to shift, but he's got no gears left. At this point, he's like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I am on replay mode. That's when he realizes he's on slow-mo.
I'm not excited that Pete crashes, but yes!
Oh, look at this. Stefan has got Spencer. Spencer is in fuel strife, I think.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh, no, actually, Spencer's had an off track.
He's got half a car there, doesn't he? Looks like he's picked up some damage on the.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Good call, Jess. It seems like to me Simon is gonna. This is too far. Simon is gonna win this one.
Yeah, I think it's too far to pick up. He's definitely not got the toe there.
This is what happened to Spencer.
Oh, he just took off there.
Yes.
Yeah,
but there's the Gt4 is very critical there on this part.
Yeah, that one is flat with the GT4, so you're right at the edge.
Yeah, it is flat, but.
Yeah, so Simon Trendle is going to take home the win in GT4s.
And in a McLaren.
And Tyler coming up the back of Spencer.
This is gonna be close. Ah, yes. Spencer, yeah.
Stefan Goebel gets second. Spencer McCarthy in third. Tyler Newitt in fourth.
I wonder who's going to win the TCR race.
Yeah, so let's discount Stephen Walker. So Ryan Walker's winning.
Yeah, Ryan!
And nice comment there from Swaggy Shaggy, Pete Bangham.
Oh, we gotta keep that one, right?
So this is JB Dejoux and Shane Powell. Closest TCR battle. Rob Venn is about to come home fifth in GT4s. Jamie Wilson, after his lap 1 crash, will come home in 6th. think this battle is done and dusted unless something can happen on the back straight. I've just heard from the stewards that Stephen Walker has been disqualified for a fuel irregularity.
No, but let's be honest. I mean, Steven is so fast. It's a really good job. Be fast on every track.
How long do you think into the interview he will say that he was lucky?
4. Let's keep it on 4. And Rob Van hasn't been in the broadcast for a long time. He's became 5th. I mean, he ended it without any incidents at all, which is an accomplishment on his own.
That is good going, yeah. So Stephen Walker coming around the last couple of corners for his 2nd win of the season.
In the second race of the
In
season.
the second race of the season. Brian Walker with a fantastic result coming home in 2nd.
And that's not too far behind, Stephen.
No.
There.
And Russell Cowell will take the 3rd step on the podium.
Who won the first GT4 race?
That was Tyler.
Tyler and Simon became 2nd. No, Simon became 2nd and Rob became 3rd, right?
Okay,
That's
then
right.
Simon is leading now. Hmm?
Yeah, Simon is leading. Yeah.
In the McLaren. Very good.
It's Russell Cowell for the 3rd step on the podium, and Gary Cray coming in 4th for BSTV Green.
And Gary is doing his thing. He's finishing solid, like he did last season. Even on tracks he doesn't really like or doesn't be particularly fast on. Either way, he gets 4th or 5th on those tracks, and right up there when the tracks he really enjoys.
Yeah, and up 3 places, obviously, from his starting position, because he didn't have a particularly good qualifying by his standards.
It's Ono Shanonier. I think, Wobbly, you owe him £5 for just spooking Pete Bingham.
If he sends me, we call it in Holland, we call it a tikkie, but if PayPal is fine, I'll send him £5. I'm a man of my word. Pete isn't, but I am. So Arno, PM me your PayPal and I will make you £5.
Carl Hardy's going to make it over the finish line, yeah, eventually. He did have a couple of incidents in the race, but he managed to make it around.
Don't forget, Jess, he has extra weight in it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of extra weight.
His wife makes him 6 pies every time he races, so the car is way heavier.
He hasn't got a wife anymore yet.
Oh, then I make him 6 pies every time.
Where is Jason Haddington? Still coming around somewhere?
No, can't.
Yeah, he's still on track. He's got Martin Brennan just behind him, although a couple of laps down is Martin. But still going.
Once I drove in an MX-5 and I was faster than Jason Haddington when he was in what's it called, an Indy car. He was on this track and we were on the same track and I outraced him on the MX-5.
A funny combination.
You're my hero.
I know. That's because we are neighbors.
Uh-oh.
No.
Ties.
No, God!
Oh, I thought it's a replay.
Oh, I feel so sorry for him, but I don't.
Slow-mo
Jason,
replay.
there's a place up ahead. I think he's
But
messing.
this doesn't work here in the
He's not out
simulation.
of fuel.
Oh God, what's? Yeah. Is this the starter?
Is that the starter trying to get over there?
Oh, go! Come on, don't mess with us. I remember.
Huh?
Give him a black flag. Give him
Yeah,
a black flag.
A black flag of 1 minute
Black
now.
flag. Yeah.
He drove backwards.
Is he looking for some screen time, eh?
Looks like
So-
that.
So Clyde, apparently the whole grid wants it. So Jason just made a comment that he finished the race and I didn't in the session.
Okay, so some drama there at the end. Right, let's see if we can't find us some results somewhere. So in GT4, Simon Trendle with a fantastically tactical race takes home the win for Team Chimera. Sirius Goebel gets second place for VTS Esports. Spencer McCarthy for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing comes home on the third step of the podium. Tyler Newitt, last time's winner for BSTV Esports Orange in fourth. Rob Venn for BSTV Esports Orange in fifth. And rounding out the GT4s, Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera in sixth. Over to you guys for the TCR.
We had. Okay, let's not say who won. We had Ryan Walker in second place, BSTV Esport Blue. Russell Kyle, Spectre 6 White in third place. Gary Craig, BSTV Esport Green in fourth. Ono Shanonier, RWC Racing White in fifth. Shane Powell, Spectre 6 White in sixth. Just Bob, LMT Racing in seventh. Chris Shaw had an incident early on. BSTV Esport Pink came home in eighth. Carl Hardy crawling over the line for some attention. Safeguard by result in ninth. Jason Harrington, good finish in the end. RWC Racing White in 10th. Pete Bingham didn't finish the race, was a lap down in 11th for BSTV Esport Green. And Martin Brennan did finish in 12th for Safeguard by result. And yeah, the winner, Stephen Walker, Spectre 6 Purple, has done it again. Pulled off another victory as we expected.
Okay, guys, we have got many interviews to get through tonight. So, first off, let's bring in our GT4 winner and tactical genius around the Nurburgring, Simon Trendle. Welcome to the booth.
Evening.
Good evening. So, was that win ever in doubt? Did you know you had your tactics right? There's so many questions we can ask you about, how this race was going to go. Did you think Spencer had saved enough at the end and he was going to put that last long straight move on you? Tell us about it from your point of view.
Yeah, all of the above. I was about 75% sure it was only going to be 7 laps, and that dropped quite significantly when Spencer started pumping in 28s. I'd worked it out. It's going to be about an 8. If you could average 8.28s, you would get the extra lap. So that panicked me a little bit. But then we sort of settled around there as maximum pace. So that was lucky, because without the first couple of laps where he was a couple of seconds down, we would have probably pushed the extra lap there.
Yeah, and like I said, that on that second stint, we were saying in commentary that Stefan and Spencer had only done a 3-lap run in the first stint, so they was going to have to save fuel. But you know, Spencer let you go past. He was then saving fuel, and we was like, oh, has he saved enough? And, you know, what was going through your head?
Exactly that. You needed a 4-lap run at some point in that, so I was very surprised when they firstly, they went off like a bat out of hell in the first couple of laps, and then they pitted, and I was like, well, they've got to get that 4 laps now. So when Spencer let me past, I knew exactly what he was doing immediately. He was going to save the fuel and then get me on that last lap down the run, because you can't defend it. There's no way you can defend from it. So I was fully expecting to finish second. So what I did was just slow the pace down, just so I didn't push that extra lap, and I had some confidence in it. And I wasn't going to wreck the car, because chances are it's the Nurburgring. If I push it, I'm going to bin it. So yeah, Spencer letting me pass was... I'm very surprised he didn't make that fuel, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and how are you finding the McLaren? You know, we've seen since its release, it hasn't been much loved, but you seem to be able to put it through its paces quite well.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit of a nightmare in the second half of the race when you start cooking the fronts a bit. It gets skittish under braking, and then it will either snap on you or it will understeer, and I don't want either of those things at the Nurburgring. So hence the slowing down of the pace. But it's not too bad. It understeers quite a lot, which I'm not a fan of, but we can work around that. It drives more like a TCR car, I suppose. So maybe that's why I like it.
Excellent. So, you know, that result for you today, I know it's early doors in the season, but that should put you top of the pile in GT4. So, you know, do you think you're going to be up there battling for that that overall win in GT4 this season?
I hope so. I don't know whether McLaren's going to be strong or weak, to be honest. It doesn't seem to have any particular strength. It just seems to be middle of the road. You know, it's not got the straight line of the BMW, but it's not got the cornering of the Cayman, so I don't know. We'll see where it's strong and where it's not. Monza, I suspect it's going to be a bit of a pig, but we'll find out.
Yeah. So before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, to teammates, everyone who turns up in GT4 and TCR, even though we're not racing TCR, and you guys are putting on the broadcast. Cheers, guys.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your win, masterclass round the Nurburgring, Simon Trendle.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, Yaz, let's bring in our TCR winner for you, Yaz, Mr. Stephen Lucky Walker.
Stephen Walker, here we are again. Another win.
Yeah.
What are we gonna say? You were lucky again, or how did you find this? How did you find this one?
Yeah, I guess I was a little bit lucky, really. I guess. No, to be fair, because obviously last week everyone saying Chris was really quick, so I thought I felt confident around here, but I was like, I think I need some more pace. So I have done more practice than I would normally do. So I was fairly confident going in. I was like, if I can put it on pole, and then I was assuming, to be fair, that me and Chris would drive around together, and we'll see how it goes. But obviously, I didn't really see him in many. I don't think he got a lot of time to practice at all. So I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, we saw Chris had an incident quite early on in the race, which put him out of the running. But then towards the end, we saw your cousin Ryan Walker quite close behind you. He had quite a good race behind you. Did you feel any pressure looking at the timing screens and your relatives?
Yeah, to be fair, I was like, I can't really make a mistake, because if I do, he'll be right on me, and he was very quick. So I was like, just stick to the pace you do, don't try and push it, and then just keep it out of all the walls and off the grasses and off the curbs. And I just want after the pit stop, I just wanted to bring it home. When I came out and there was a bit of a gap, I was like, just try and keep that gap. And Ryan was pretty quick as well. So it was just staying out of trouble, really.
Okay, and then just one more question. We were trying to figure out here in the booth, how many corners are around here?
Too many.
What's your guess? Well,
192, I reckon.
Well done again on another win. That's 2 out of 2 for this season, and I'm sure we're going to see a few more coming this season. Is there anybody you'd like to thank this week before you go?
Yeah, just the rest of my team, obviously. You guys for putting up with me. I keep saying I'm lucky. Putting on the show, obviously, and all the sponsors and my teammate and my brother for watching and being my little cheerleader. But yeah, no thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we look forward to seeing you next week again. Perhaps deflate your tires a little bit or something so that the pack can catch you. But we look forward to seeing you next week again.
Yeah, cheers, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Okay, so as per usual, we have no serious Goebel in the booth. Spencer McCarthy was in, but he's disappeared. So for you, Wobbly, let's bring in the slightly better looking brother of the Walker clan, Ryan Walker, second place in TCR.
Yeah, this is the better Ryan Walker, right?
Hi guys.
Hey, how was your race, Ryan?
Yeah, it was much better than expected. I wasn't really expecting to do that well because my pace wasn't that good, but I just went into the race with the plan of finishing, and I was in a battle with Chris and Shane, I think it was, and heading down the back straight, heading down to the final corner. I was kind of thinking about taking it 3 wide, and I decided to back out when I seen Shane up the inside of Chris, and unfortunately both of them got tangled up, but on the other hand it benefited me.
Yeah, we saw you were being a pussy about that, right?
No, I was thinking of the long game.
So did you think you had anything on Steven today? Because your pace was, well, quite good, but Steven was kind of on another level. So were you fuel saving? What was your tactic from the start?
I kind of tried to, as soon as I got into second, tried to catch Stephen, but his pace was just, sometimes I would close on him a little bit, and then as soon as we got onto the Nordschleifer section, he just pulled away ever so slightly, and I just thought there's no way I can close that gap down to him, so I just told myself, get to the end of the race, just finish, and managed to finish the race. But it was good fun, really enjoyed it.
And did you ended up fuel saving a lot, or was it just balls deep the whole way?
When I was behind Chris and Shane, I'd done a bit of fuel saving just to try and stretch it out, and and then once they collided with each other, I just thought I saved enough fuel to do, I can't remember how many laps was it, 4 or 5 laps I think it was, so managed to stretch it out, and it worked out in the end.
I'm really curious. I mean, obviously I checked it out because I didn't have the practice time. What did you?
Balls.
I got bigger balls than anyone. But what did you find the hardest on the track? Was it the length, the corners, or was it just keep focus or whatever?
Just tried to keep my focus. I mean, I remember, or I know all the corners most of the time now, so it's just a case of keeping my focus, keeping my concentration, and just trying not to make a mistake.
Yeah, and the second place is a real good ending. When you finished, you qualified 4th. It looked great, and yeah. Do you think you can take it up to Steven next track, or?
It'll be difficult. I mean, he's, like I say, he's just on another planet in this car, but I'll give it a shot. But overall, I'm just aiming to try and finish in the top 3 or top 4 in the championship, and if I can get any podium finishes, then it's I consider that a good result. Yeah,
it was a good result. So, you have anything you want to give a shout out? Anybody you want to give a shout out to, or you want to say something? It's like probably you're great or something.
First off, to the BSTV esports team, it's a fun place to be in. You can have a good laugh, and also to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and to the people behind the scenes that put the league on, and also to you, Wobbly, for being a bit of a chicken.
That's my chicken noise.
some
No.
funny chickens over there.
It's Dutch chickens.
Okay, well, Ryan Walker, congratulations on your second place in TCR, and we'll see you next time out.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, guys, so let's bring in somebody that I'm really looking forward to interviewing. Third place in TCR, Russell Cowell. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, guys. You right?
We're all good. Absolutely fantastic drive, mate. You must be over the moon with that podium.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't expecting it at all. I know most people say that, but I actually wasn't expecting it. I knew I didn't have the pace to keep it up the top, but I was actually setting for 5th at the start of the race. So,
yeah, you had a really, really good qualifying. I think I mentioned that at the start of the broadcast, that you was right up there in qualifying. And I've just looked back through the stats. You managed to get a podium in one of the final races last season, and you've already equalled that this season. So what are your chances of getting some more this season?
absolute zero.
Well, have a word with Stephen Lucky Walker.
Nick's
see
not
if you
look off
can-
him.
See if you can get some of his lucky setups. But no, that was a fantastic drive, mate. You deserved that. How did you find the green hell?
All right, to be honest, I'm one for being consistent around here. We've done a couple of endurance races around here, and surviving 2 hours around here in a GTE makes it a lot easier when you come to do a TCR around here. So, like as I said in the Discord chat last week, that my main strategy is just consistency, because I know I haven't got the pace to be there with the likes of Stephen. I didn't think I would have the pace to be there with Gary and Chris. Obviously they've got pace, Shane's got pace, and Ryan, who I hadn't seen practice, but obviously he had pace anyway. So
Okay, yeah.
I'll just literally take it as it was. I thought, as long as I keep it on the track, I'm doing the right thing for me.
Yeah, and especially these type of tracks, that is always the best tactic, and always where I manage to fail. So I'm going to cut this short because we've still got a few interviews to get through. But any shout outs you want to give from your lofty position there on the podium?
Yeah, just one to my teammates. Obviously, Wook for pushing us. Unlucky to Shane. Obviously, he deserved a podium. It was just one of them things that happens around here. Matt Elmore, if he's watching, I'm not too sure if he's watching. And Tony for watching, which is Wook's brother. And then you guys, obviously, for putting it on. Really looking forward to the rest of this season, because last season was epic, even if I did have my moments.
Is Matt Elmore still faking injury?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We will keep taking the piss out of him then.
Yeah, I keep lining him up, but he won't. He doesn't settle for it.
Oh, right. And so, any other shout outs before we let you go?
That's it for me.
Okie dokie, mate. Well, congratulations on your podium, and we look forward to seeing you race again.
Yep. See you next week, guys. Thanks again.
See you later. Okay, so we have a treat for Yaz. We have Mr. 4th place in GT4, Tyler Newitt. Welcome to the booth.
Hello. Hello, 4th place, close to a 3rd in the end, battling up front with that front pack, but just not enough in the tank there for those guys. How did it go?
There was too much in the tank, is what the problem was. I took a home run cut. I was, I figured that the 3 ahead of me were quick enough that it was going to be difficult for me to get by all 3 of them around here, especially. It's such a tough track to pass on. So there was a non-zero chance that the race went to 8 laps. So I fueled for 8 laps, and had it gone ahead, I was talking with Simon. Had Spencer kept pushing and accepted that he wasn't going to make it and had to stop again, it probably would have gone 8 laps. It would have been very close. But ultimately it didn't. But had it, I would have kind of cruised to victory. So it was either, finish 4th where there was a decent chance I was going to finish anyway, or cruise to victory. And even if the odds were slim, I thought it was worth taking the shot. So I did.
And the guys up front ahead of you, were they very pacey? I know. I mean, we all thought Stefan Goebel was going to be the pace hitter, but I mean that didn't play out in that role. So I mean must have been quite a pacey pack up ahead.
I don't know how close he was, but I really think if Stefan had managed to save enough to do his 4-lap stint at the start, that he would have won that race. Because in the second stint, you know, he did his pit stop and clearly was fuel saving because I was, you know, inching towards him, and then that final lap where I was pushing, you know, balls to the wall because I had plenty of fuel. I think he put like a second and a half on me before he got held up by Spencer. So it was his pace was unbelievable. I feel so bad for the guy because it's another run at the Nurburgring where he had a really good shot to win. His win is coming. I feel certain of that, but wasn't to be today.
Yep, we were all thinking the same thing. Is there anything anybody you'd like to thank? Possibly Wobbly Kneecamp who's in the booth. Anybody you'd like to thank there?
Who was that in the booth?
There's a wobble. There's a wobble in the booth.
No, I've never heard of him. No, it was a good fun race today, even with everybody complaining in our chat. Mostly Gary, Pete too. It was since they've done, actually, yeah, I want to give a shout out to iRacing because with the tire update on the Porsche, wringing the neck of that thing around the Nordschleife is some of the most fun I've had. I mean, it's just such a fun car to drive in its current state, and once you get in a rhythm around there, it's a blast. So shout out to iRacing, shout out to BSTV for putting on the stream as usual, and to all of our sponsors. I don't know that any specifically sponsor this series, but you know, all of them. And yeah, shout out to everyone who participates, because even though the field was a bit slim this week, it was still a fun race.
Oh, well done on that 4th place. We hope, I'm sure you're hoping to be back on that podium next week. But well done on the 4th place in surviving Nurburgring once again.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See you guys.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, so next up for Wobbly, we go to 4th place in TCR. Gary Craig, welcome to the booth.
Hey, welcome, Gary. Hey, 4th place. I'm guessing you're happy with the result since you started 7th?
Yeah, pretty much. I had no practice this week and was happy to finish without major incident, to be honest.
I saw you practicing on Monday.
I did 3 laps and I had a stinking headache and didn't do any more, and I didn't do anything last night. Coming into quali tonight was my practice.
How did you experience the race? Was it a good one for you? Did you have fun?
It was good battle with Arnaud, spiced up a little bit by the fact that I wasn't happy with the setup I'd been practiced on, so I went straight into the race with a completely different setup that I hadn't practiced on. But I was definitely quicker on that, and I had a good battle with Arnaud. Unfortunately, he messed up his pits a little bit. I was having a good battle there.
Yeah, it looked like you were having fun at least for like 3 or 4 laps of him.
Well, we were side by side at max speed through a couple of corners, a couple of tries. Once at the bottom of the hill, like so the bottom of the main back straight, side by side, and then again heading into the last turn, I think, as well. So we had a couple of fun max speed side by sides.
Were you looking forward to this track, or was it just one of those wobbly things?
It's one of those wobbly things. I learnt it 2 seasons ago for the league race then, and I haven't touched it since, and I did 3 laps on Monday, so that's my practice round here. None at all.
And next week is Monza. Are you looking forward to that?
Oh, I love Monza. I like the way we all crash in turn 1.
Can we do a digital high five?
Yeah. No, not a fan of Monza. It's flat out straight, and then you brake and then you crash, and then you just go flat out again. It's not particularly exciting.
Are you? Well, you can't find the track exciting, but are you quick on it? That's my question.
I have no idea.
You're gonna stick it to Steven, right?
I will take him out if it's called for. I can just flat out at the first turn. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Give someone
Then
else a chance.
yeah, we all be happy with that.
Yeah. Okay, that's the plan. That's the plan. I'll practice my wobbly lines over the chicanes next week. See if I
Yeah,
can get a bit of air as well whilst doing it.
Yeah, that's cool. So fuck quit on it. So anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you guys for doing all these interviews. I think most of us were about to go before being interviewed, but we were told to stick around because there'd been a comment made about how many interviews you had to do. So that's why you stuck with us, I think.
No, we might have done that, but we won't say that out loud.
But yeah, no, it's good to see both yourself and Marco in here. I'm looking forward to listening back and seeing what the broadcast was like. And Yaz as well, of course, for his usual commentary, and Clive and Sam for the cameras, everyone else who organises, everyone who watches, everyone who races, all the sponsors, just everyone.
Everyone, okay, that's
everyone.
I mean, Jazz and Clyde in particular because of and Sam because they're here every Wednesday, right?
They well, yes, they are. It's their job.
Alright, cool, mate.
Cheers, thanks, guys.
See you this weekend.
Goodbye.
Okay, guys, so one more to do, and let's bring into the booth 6th place Gt4 winner, Jamie Wilson. Welcome.
Hello, hello. I heard you had too many people to interview, so I stuck around.
I was hoping you would, because we haven't spoke for a little while. You seem to be struggling at the moment. Is that getting to grips with the McLaren? Have you got some sort of injury you're not telling us about, or are you just playing second fiddle to your teammate?
None of the above. I'm just crap.
That's fair
yes.
Nah, it's not enough practice. I even did the quali session in this, not even realising it was quali until the last 2 minutes. So, so I did like 4 laps or something, if that. And yeah, had my incident on the first lap where I just caught a curb awkwardly and then had nothing to do. So I thought, wonder how far I can stretch fuel, and so I just fuel saved like over the top stupid amount just to see if I could.
And did you?
Yeah, I had plenty enough for another lap. Because Simon was sort of giving me the feedback along the lines of, I'm not sure, will it, won't it, you know, kind of thing. And so I just thought, well, I'm at the back, there's nothing's going to happen. Some people would just all F4 in that situation, but I thought, I'll plod along. It was a double challenge because I was fuel saving with the damaged car, which was affecting the fuel number massively. So it's like a side quest for me to do that, to be honest.
Okay. Apart from obviously your lap 1 shenanigans, how do you usually find the green hell? Are you one of those weird people that enjoy it, or are you normal like me and wouldn't touch it with the barge pole?
At the risk of being very boring, which is pretty standard, in the middle. I don't really mind it. I used to, I learnt it in Gran Turismo 4 donkeys years ago. So, I didn't have to sort of relearn it when it came out for iRacing or what have you. Yeah, it's just generic track to me, to be honest.
Monza next week. A, are you going to be able to get some decent practice in? And B, how do you normally go round there?
Yeah, I've had some success at Monza in the past. Some unexpected success at that. Just randomly had really good pace in the Ford GT around there a few years ago. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's obviously going to be like a draft fest kind of thing. It'll be an awful lot closer than this place, obviously. And there's going to be fuel saving at play, as is tradition in the McLaren anyway. Which is fine. We picked it because it's a challenge. So it's just, there is a degree of me just not being quite fully on top of the car just yet, but I am getting there. It's not like there's some massive egregious problem I'm struggling with. It's just seat time, and I'm just not getting enough of it at the moment. So, yeah, still, looking forward to it. And then I think after that, the calendar stops being quite as unfavourable to people with common sense, something like that. It's not a great calendar, is it?
No, to be fair. Although you know, it's different. I'll give them that. You know, I'm not a big lover of Spa. It bores me. So does Barcelona. But I'm looking forward to being there for Virginia. Homestead Miami is going to be interesting for a lot of people that maybe not have done this before. Obviously, we've got my local Snetterton, and we round out the season at Bathurst. So, yeah, I think it gets better.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones in there, which is, as you say, you know, it's something different. Although that said, of course, we tried that for our TCR and got a bit of stick for it, so can't please everyone, can you?
No, that's right. But hey ho, pip and dandy, that's the way it is. Well, one last question. Obviously, we can't let you go without talking about your teammate who seems to have got to grips with the McLaren and is doing wonderful things in it.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have placed a bet at the start of the season that a McLaren, of all cars, would win a fuel-saving race at the Nordschleife, would you?
Exactly, yeah.
It's just, I mean, you know, I kind of didn't overlap with Michael Taliancic at the V8s, but I know that he's sort of the godfather of fuel saving.
Oh mate, he drives hybrid cars. Believe me.
Well, I would state the claim that Josh Chin in our team is probably the best fuel saver on the service, based on some ridiculous things that he's done in it. And Simon has always been of the same school of fuel saving and everything. So, and you know, he's always been the one that sort of run our strategy when we've done like big team races and stuff. He's basically like chief strategy officer, so he's super on top of all that kind of stuff, and that's helping him as well. And it just so happens he's clicked with this car. He didn't initially, especially last season when we were evaluating which car to use. He just wanted to crash it at the Red Bull Ring. It was so awful. But no, something's clicked, and he's on a roll at the moment. And yeah, good for him.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yep, to Simon, obviously, for everything that he does, as usual. To the sun for blinding me half the time in this race. And yeah, yourselves as always for putting it on. And, you know, all the other drivers as usual. Didn't really see any of them, really, but I'm sure they all did a great job, so thanks to them.
Brilliant. Well, always a pleasure to talk to you, and we look forward to you getting some more seat time and getting yourself back in that pack chasing for GT4 honours. So thank you very much, Jamie Wilson.
Cheers. See you later.
Okay, guys, so that is the interviews over. You know, we knew it wasn't going to be you know, a classic that we've seen in this series before, but we knew it was going to be very, very tactical. And yeah, you know, it didn't disappoint. And next up, we go to we do go to some interesting tracks. I know some of the drivers don't like Monza, but I always enjoy the racing round there because there's always an incident or two, shall we say. So yeah, looking forward to what's coming up. Now, driver of the evening. So I'm not going to put Marco on the spot straight away. I'm going to put Wobbly on the spot. Who is your driver of the evening?
Stefan for GT4.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So a vote for Stefan. Any particular reason?
I've been trying to help him last season, coach him a little bit how to get faster, and I really enjoy how much his time puts into every track. I think he should have won that one. Maybe a wrong strategy choice, but still second is a well-deserved place.
Okay, well, I think your coaching has slowed him down. Yes, your driver of the evening, please.
I don't. Yeah, I think I wouldn't agree with Wobbly. I think Stefan was meant to win this race, but didn't quite put it together. For pure entertainment's sake, in that last lap, I'm going to give it to Pete Bingham. He gave us the biggest entertainment of the night, and for that reason, I'm going to give him the drive of the day.
I can't believe.
Can I switch to Pete?
No, I can't believe that Yaz is turning into Stacy.
No, that was pure entertainment value in that last lap there.
Yeah, but don't forget about the name of it is Driver of the Evening, not who made the most stupid mistake of the evening or anything like that.
Oh well, then we only have to choose winners. Then I guess so.
So Sam, your driver of the evening, please.
Walker.
Oh, Sam's
which one?
picked a
Which one?
winner.
No,
Or has
which one?
he?
There's two Walkers.
He has picked Mr. Ryan Walker.
The other
Exactly,
Walker.
yeah.
The other
Yeah, Ryan
Walker.
did improve quite a lot recently, and being second and pretty close to Steven at the end is, for me, a great achievement.
Okay. Marco, as you've been with us all evening, you also get a vote tonight.
Wow, thanks. Regarding entertainment, I would vote for Karl Hardy. Not sure what he did on the finish line in last lap, but overall, I would vote for Spencer McCarthy. It was a big surprise for me how fast he was, and without the mistake in the last lap, perhaps he would have won.
Very good call. That very good call. This is a first. We've got 5 people in the booth, and we have got 5 different votes because my vote is going to go to Russell Cowell for his second ever podium in this series. So all nice and tight in the driver vote, which obviously now is shown on the website. I'm sure we'll get that updated fairly quickly.
It is already.
There you go. I knew
I
Sam.
did it at the same time.
Yeah, you know, Sam has to do something because he doesn't do a lot, so we give him one job, and he's done well with it, to be fair. Right, so coming up, let me just have a look at the calendar. So on Sunday, the 26th, we are back with the Grand Touring Club Cup. GTE action, round 11 from Sebring, one of my favourite tracks, so really looking forward to that one. And then next Wednesday, we're back with round 3 of this series from Monza. Obviously, as we always say, if you don't want to miss any of the action, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you drop this video a like. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, and then you will never miss any of our action. Big thanks to all the drivers tonight for the show. Big thanks to everybody on the chat. We really enjoy seeing your comments and answering them when we can. Big thank you to Marco Lewert for joining us in the booth tonight. I'm sure we'll have him back at some point during the season when he's not too busy. Really enjoyed his lap and telling us all the corner names that we're all now going to forget. Big thanks to Wobbly Chicken Kneecaps, who was too scared to drive the Green Hell, so decided to become in the booth instead. Big thanks to Yaz Not Yaz, my usual commentator and partner in crime in this series, and obviously big thanks to Sam for what he does with the camera work. So on that note, I'm going to say goodnight. The gents will say goodnight, and then we'll close the broadcast and see you next time out. So from me, good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, y'all. Cheers.
And good night, everybody.